Hi, I'm Margaret from Margaret's Crafts. I wanted to share with you my knitting, crocheting, and some sewing that I've done for the month of October. I'd like to welcome everybody back to my video, my new viewers and old. To start off with, I'm going to do some finished items. The items that I have finished are some items that I've made on my Addy circular knitting machine, the large one. And if you've been following me before, you know I've been making some charity hats on that to give away at our local homeless shelter. I'm going to try to insert a video of all that I have done. I did make 50, and I'm going to try to insert a video, not a video, I'm going to try to insert a picture of all 50 right now. And here's some of the ones that I've completed over the last month. There are a few, I just threw them in a box and I don't remember. But here's some more new ones. And these are all out of acrylic so that they can wash them without any trouble. These are a lot of the kids and teens. And I did have more, but I just pulled out just some of the ones that were on top of the box. Now I have a dishcloth that I've made. And this is just the simple corner to corner, I guess, because you start off at with just 4 stitches, work your way up. And when you get to the length that you want it or the width that you want it, then you just start decreasing. I used the US 10 or 6.0 millimeter. The white with the speckled is I Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby in Lime Dot. And this time I did the scrubby in it. You can see the little stickies. And this is by Yarn Bee Scrubology in white. And the next items are some sewing items. I've made 4 more bags. I made this blue llama bag. It's a sock bag, like you've seen before. I made another Black Panther bag, a sock bag, and then I made myself a larger bag for like shawls. Okay, these 2 plus I have some more cut out. I'm going to put these 2 up in the shop hopefully this weekend. And that's all my finished items that I have. I have a lot of whips that I've been working on. To start off with, I have my scrappy blanket, which is a scrappy granny stripe blanket. I'm using an F hook, and I'm using all acrylic or super washed wool. And if I'm using fingering, I'm holding it double, and worsted weight, I'm holding single, and anything near worsted is single. Okay, this is folded in half, and here is my blanket so far. And this time I added, here is where I was the last time, right here, and I added 10 more rows, the top 10. So I still have a little ways to go. And what I do is if I have a striped or variegated or some kind of a printed yarn, I'll use that, and then I'll go back through with mainly a coordinating solid yarn to give you like a resting row. And I don't know, it's this wide, little short, goes like from my hand to my elbow. And this is how wide it is. And when I get done, I'm going to finish it off in the gray that I started with. I'm going to do a last roll of that, and then I'm going to do an edging all the way around and in the same gray. Oh, sorry. Another finished item I have is I made myself a new pin bag. I just changed it up a little bit. Changed the handle that I put on it. And transferred my pins over to this one. So that's another new bag. This is what I use when for my socks, and I carry, it's 6 balls of yarn in there. There you go. 6 balls, 50-gram yarn. I have my glasses, and then I have a notions pouch, and I have the 2 sets of socks that I'm working on. So since I have this up, I may as well show you the socks that I've been working on. Hold on, my notes are down here. They're on the other page. Okay, this socks. These are all, I'll show you where I was the last time, was right there on this one. And down to there on this one. So I went down a little bit further and added the heel to this one. Oh, these are, I call them her 58 Chevy socks. I do mine on a US 1.5 or 2.5 millimeter. I'm using the 58 Chevy socks by Rebecca Mercer. And I got them from a book that I had that's called Socks a la Carte 2 Toes Up. And I'm using the Zawinger Gem in Opal Illusions in number 9315. And then I'm using a coordinating blue for the heels and toes, and that's by Deborah Norville. I can't remember what colorway, and I lost my ball band. So, and it matches the blue that's up here. So I have that one, and I'm using my little shorties. These are the interchangeable shorties that they sell now for with the red cable, the Chagu. And last time I was up to here, so I did finish it down, put the heel in, and started turning working down the foot. And it is a lacy pattern. Okay, the next socks that I'm working on, I'm calling these another twist socks. It's made out of, it's from the same book, socks a la carte, 2 toes up. And I'm using my little shorties, the Chow Goose shorties on this one, the interchangeables. And these are a US 2 or 2.75 millimeter. And I'm using Patton's Croy sock in tourmaline stripes. And I had made this pattern for my husband, the last pair of socks that he made. They're just a 2x2 rib, but you stagger them to make it twist. And he loves these socks. He takes them off, I wash them, and we hang them up to dry so they'll be ready for the next morning, and he's right back in them. So these are a new start. So this is how much I have on that one. He likes them because the ribbing pulls it in, and the staggering, which makes them twist, makes them hug on his legs and his feet. And they never seem, you know how after you wear your socks for a while, they start to, you have to wash them to tighten them back up. These just stay tight on him. He loves them. So that's the one sock. And here's my second sock. I've done the ribbing and started down with the twist. And I'm going to use the gray for the heels and toes. This is the Heritage sock yarn. It's a, I think, 25, 75, 25. Yeah, super wash. And it is, the color number is 5631, which is a charcoal. So that's what I'm going to use for the heels, toes, and the heels and toes. But I'm going to use that reinforcer in his toes because that's working out perfect. Okay. And since I'm already on this page, I'm also making my husband a pair of fingerless mitts. These, I'm calling them the Brown Easy Fingerless Mitt, and I'm doing the men's size. Plus, I alter to the pattern. I always do that with all of my things. And it's by the Easy Fingerless Mitts by Maggie Smith. I'm using a US 7, and I'm using a Dreamweaver's yarn in brown. When my husband goes for his treatments, his hands get really cold. So I was just making him something so he can just scrunch his fingers in. And like that. So I have one done. These are a super easy because they're worsted weight and it's just mainly stockinette. I did this one yesterday evening mainly. I did a little bit in the afternoon, but just casting it on mainly and started down the rib. The rest I did yesterday evening. It's a very simple knit because I'm trying to get them both done before he goes back to treatment on Monday. This, I don't think I've ever, and it was, the yarn that this Dreamweaver's in is so, this brown is so soft. So that's what I have. I stayed up late last night to get the thumb and everything in. So it's a little bit big on me, so it'll fit him nice. So I had him try it on before he went to bed last night. So I have one done. I'm going to pick up the other one and get that done today. The next thing I have is my brown horseshoe throw, and I'm doing a US 11 or 8.0 millimeters. It's the horseshoe throw by Amy Paulison, and I'm using a Dreamweaver's in brown, and I'm using worsted, this is worsted weight, and I'm holding it double. And that's the pattern. This is the pattern, the horseshoe. Sorry, this is the pattern, the horseshoe pattern. And this is doubled. I'm holding it in half, and this is how long I have it. Okay, I'll just do it like this. This is doubled, folded in half. And it's not overly warm because of the pattern of the horseshoe. It makes, with the cable, it makes just a little hole in the back, which, you know, we thought was going to be too heavy, but it allows some of the air out so you're not overly hot. And it is all acrylic because my blankets I throw in the washer and in the dryer. I don't want anything that I have to try to block or lay out to dry. I don't have room for it. I have animals and they're everywhere. So this is his. I have about another 1.5 feet to go, maybe 2 feet. Here's where I was the last time I showed it to you, right here. So I've done another, maybe 4 more inches. This is getting into perfect weather to work on this. So at night, when it's late, I just take this, throw it across my lap, and work on it between that and the granny stripe one. My plan is to have both blankets finished for before the end of the year, and I already have yarn picked out and separated for blankets for 2 of my sons, but I want to try that on the Addie king size, where you make the tubes and sew the tubes together. And I'm going to try to make those throws for them with that, see how it turns out. And you can see there's like a ribbing on the bottom, so there's going to be a ribbing like all the way around. I have to do it at the top, and then you pick up on the sides and work that. So hopefully I'm going to try to have both of these done by the end of the year. And the last thing that I'm working on is my dove, Dane Gray Dove. It's lightly, now that I've been working on it, very loosely based on the Turtle Dove pattern by Espostrico. And I'm using the Karen X Pantone in Raven, Dane Gray, and Elephant Gray. I said loosely because I don't like I don't like the high collar all up my neck. I can't stand anything around my neck. So I did a very short collar, and I didn't want it as large as it was because I'm large. I don't need anything large to add to it. So I stopped my decreases early. I used a smaller needle, so I did cast on more stitches. And I made my sleeves to come all the way down to my wrist. And I just repeated the pattern that I have around the neck on the end of each sleeve. So I do have, and it is short rows in the back. I loved it. In her pattern, she'll take you to another video of someone else showing you how to do it. Perfect. I had absolutely no problems, and you can't tell anything where I did. So the back is higher than the front. So this is what I have so far. I have both sleeves in, and I have this much down under the arm. According to the pattern, I should have been done already because it's a short sweater. I'm not doing a short sweater. I'm doing mine long. And then I'm going to split and do the split ribbing bottom on mine. But I want mine real long. And I'm going to repeat the same pattern on the bottom as I did on the sleeve and on the top. After the black, I'm going to do the four different colors. So last time I hadn't picked up either sleeve. So now I picked up the sleeve. So I knit from here all the way down on both sides. Right, from here down. And then at the bottom, I was right here where that little thingy is, the pumpkin. And I did the pumpkin on down. It's kind of rolled. So I really don't have that much more to go till I'm finishing this one. I was concentrating on this because it's cold now and I wanted to have another sweater to wear. And then I picked up my husband's socks and gloves because he's like wearing those socks out. So I want to get him another pair of socks done before too long. And he needed those mitts. So, but the mitts will be done this weekend. And I can pick this back up and get to working back on this one because I tried it on. I love the way it fits. It's still a little large. There is still room in it, but I want it to be longer. So that's all my knitting, crocheting, and sewing. And now for my goodies. As you know, I tell you before that I go to the store that we have here called Marks, and they have a lot of the yarn, and I don't know, Dreamweavers is just like a company that takes the yarns and they repackage them, because I found scrubby in all of their yarns, whether they're 1, 2, 3, whatever that they have in a pack, you know, that they have slipped together, are $2.69. So here's 2 skeins of scrubby that I have. I have a multicolored orange and yellow, and then I have a red. Then this I have like I have that brown and Dreamweavers that I showed you that I made the mitt out of. This is just as soft in a green. And I also found it in black. I mean, they are so soft. These are all acrylic because those are some more like for charity hats. And then I found these. These come 2 in a pack. I got this one. This one. Oops, I'm pulling them out of the 2 packs. This one. And I've already made a charity hat out of this one. And then I have this taupey color with the little flecks in it. So these are all for my charity hats. Except I may use this one to make for a little girl that I know. I always make her a hat every winter. I make her a new hat. And that's all my yarny goodness. But I did find some pens. There's a store called Five Below. And they do have, they had some pens in a section. And on my bag, let's see if I can stand it up. You can see. I found some new pens, like over here, the llama. See if it'll focus. The llama and the pin. You get two pins for $3. And this one says llama no drama. And then that's the llama right there. It came with it. And then the other pin I have over here is I Believe in Unicorns with the unicorn and the pin. And then for my cat, they had a black cat. It was a black and a white cat, but I only have a black cat now. So there's the black cat. Can't see it very good. And those are all of my new pins that I have. To show you all the pins that I have on my bag. There we go. Now some of these I made up. As you can see, this pin here is a leopard in a knitted hat. That was like a charm, and I just took the charm off and put a pin backing on them. And over here was an owl in a knitted sweater. There we go. There's a better close-up of the unicorn. And I have fun looking for the pins. So those are all my baggy pins. And I just wanted a new bag because I changed up the way that I made it. And this is the kind I'm going to make. I went out and bought extra fabric. So I'm going to start after I finish my husband's other mitt this weekend. I'm going to get some more bags made up because this is the way that I want my bags to be. For I'm calling them my pin bags. I have yarn. I have just bought new fabric in a black print, a solid pink, I think a solid brown, and a solid blue or something. So I'm going to be getting those out, those made up. I'm going to try to at least get them all cut out and get some more of the bags made up this weekend. And that's all that I have to share with you today. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and I hope you do come back again. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button at the bottom if you enjoyed this video. And next to it, you'll see a little bell. You can hit that, and that will alert you when I have a new video. I don't have a lot of time to knit because I do work Monday through Friday. So I do have a little time in the evening, but I do have to take care of the house, do the cooking, and all that good stuff, where I could be knitting one day. But I do videos every 3 to 4 weeks. So please come back and join me again. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Bye.